Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Britt and this is Coffee and Makeup. So glad to have you guys here with me this morning, and today I'm just going to be showing you guys a select few of my favorite products of the moment. These are all cheap products and you can find them all at the drugstore or Target or anywhere. They're very accessible. So the first product that I have is one that I've discussed in my previous video, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but it's the Suave Visible Glow Self-Tanning Body Lotion. It's a gradual tanner and it's so cheap. It's cheaper than most of the gradual tanners that I saw when I was at Target looking for one, and I love the tan that this gives me. It gives me a beautiful golden yellow tone tan, and this gradual tanner actually works. You actually see results and you feel and look more tan after using it for just 1 or 2 days. So I really recommend this gradual tanner, and if you'd like I will link below my video about this tanner so you can see the results that I got. The footage wasn't that great. I felt like it wasn't that true to the color that I really got. It wasn't showing up as darkly on camera, but still, if you want to know a bit more about this tanner, I will link that video for you. Next I have some makeup products. I'm going to start with another product that I've already spoken about on my channel. This is the Physicians Formula Nude Wear Touch of Glow Concealer, and it is a liquid concealer, and you can see that it has this cute little bow. The packaging, so adorable. And when I first reviewed this concealer along with the foundation from the same line, I said that it wasn't as good as a concealer because it is so liquidy and watery, and I feel now after using it for more time that it is actually a very good concealer. I'm using it under my eyes today and I feel like it actually does cover up your dark circles, even despite the fact that it is so watery in consistency. And the watery consistency is actually what I've come to love about this concealer, because it really does not get caught in your creases of your under eyes. So whenever I use even other liquid concealers like the L'Oreal liquid concealer, I still find that it gets caught up like cream concealers do in the creases of my eyes, and it just looks strange. But with this concealer, it's so thin and it melts right in so effortlessly that you really do not have creasing with this concealer, which is something that I love about it. It lasts pretty long. The color, there is a very limited color selection, but for my summer skin, the color is perfect for my under eyes. So I really do recommend this concealer if you are in the market for one, and if you have been plagued by under eye creasing with your concealers. Then I have a foundation to show you. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Makeup, and I am in the shade W3 right now. I just finished up a bottle of this in the W1-2 shade, I believe it was, and this is the perfect foundation for people with normal skin. So I used to have really dry skin. I think it had just been really tortured by the amount of makeup that I would wear, and I wasn't moisturizing correctly, so my skin became very dry. And at that point in my life, I really liked the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. That was my holy grail foundation. And now that I've been taking better care of my skin with moisturizers, it has become less dry, and honestly it's been a little oily recently, and I had to sort of graduate to the L'Oreal True Match, the standard True Match from L'Oreal, and I love this makeup. It is definitely not fully mattifying, but it's more so than the L'Oreal True Match Lumi, and it's still quite comfortable on the face. It gives a medium coverage similar to the L'Oreal True Match Lumi, and it has a similar shade range. I always praise L'Oreal's shade range because they separate their makeup shades into warm, neutral, and cool tones, and I think that's just invaluable. I myself have warm toned skin, and it's so hard to find a foundation in the drugstore sometimes because they are never, you can never really tell the undertones until it's on your skin and you're like, oh wow, this is orange or pink or whatever, and then you have to take it back and it's all this. But the L'Oreal line, I really love the fact that they separate into undertones. So if you know your undertones, then you'll probably be able to match yourself fairly easily with the L'Oreal lines, and it's just a great solid foundation to use. I use it every day. It's my new favorite. Then I have a bronzer for you. I've also mentioned this before on my channel. It is the e.l.f. Baked Bronzer in the shade Saint Lucia. Done some damage on this bronzer, although there's still a good bit left in the pan, but I use this on a daily basis, and it's my favorite because it is so easy to work with. It is a very neutral toned bronzer, so it's good for people with yellow toned skin or pink toned skin, or ashy skin, like it doesn't matter. It's very neutral, so whatever your skin tone, it's going to complement it. It's also very natural, so I use it on an everyday basis. It's not too orange or too dark. It's very sheer natural. It just has the slightest little bit of, not glitter or sparkle, but just a little sheen that looks very good in the summer, but it's also so natural that you could even use this in the winter. It's just the perfect everyday bronzer and so cheap. I think it's like $1, so you cannot beat this. That's the e.l.f. Baked Bronzer in the shade St. Lucia. Then I've been getting really into colorful eyeliner pencils, so I have two to show you guys. The first is the L'Oreal Silkissime eyeliner in the shade Cobalt Blue. Such a gorgeous shade. These Silkissime liners are creamy, they go on super pigmented, super opaque and dark, and this Cobalt Blue is different than a lot of blue liners that I've had before in that it's a dark, deep blue, so it complements my dark eyes and it doesn't look strange around my eyes, for lack of a better word, and it is just a very lovely, creamy, and blendable eyeliner, and once you put it on, it stays on. So this is a winner in my book. And if you're not into blue, of course, the Silkissime liners will come in some more conventional shades as well. Then I also have the Physicians Formula eyeliner in the Brown Eyes shade, which is just a purple. This, although it's not as pigmented as the L'Oreal Silkissime liner in the blue shade. It's a little more sheer, but if you can build it up, it does eventually become more opaque. And the purple is not too deep, not too dark, but just perfect if you're going for a light, natural look. And like it says, it really does complement brown eyes, but I think it would be also great for green eyes, or, you know, whatever eye color you have. If you want to wear a purple liner, I'm not going to stop you. But yeah, this is just a very nice, natural, light purple liner. Next up, I actually have some nail polishes, which is a little weird for me. I'm not a huge nail polish person, but I thought that these were so fun. I got these two Revlon Parfumerie, maybe is that how you say it? Nail polishes at Big Lots, but I did see that they still have them at CVS where I live. And I didn't really think much of it. I just picked them up because I like the colors. Got this really nice bright yellow and also a really shimmery golden brown color, which I thought was unique and very interesting and beautiful. And so I didn't think much of it. Then I went to use the shimmery brown, which is called Beachy. So I went to paint my nails with that, and I realized pretty quickly that these are scented, and I mean, parfum, whatever, looks like perfume, so I really should have known that, but it didn't occur to me until I started putting these on. And this scent is called, or this nail polish is called Beachy, and the scent is like suntan lotion and just coconuts and the beach. It's so amazing. So I was so happy with this, and it reminded me of years and years and years ago, Bath & Body Works did a American Girl doll thing. They like paired with American Girl doll and made all these nail polishes and body lotions and stuff for, I guess, they're targeting a younger crowd, and they did the scented nail polishes as well. And I just remember being like in the first grade, and I had berry scented nails, and they had vanilla, and I would just like sit at my desk like this, like smelling my nails. And I felt the same way at work when I was wearing this, because it's almost like you're on a little beach vacation, like you're at work but you're like smelling the beach. So I love this. Then this yellow one turned out to be Sunlit Grass scented, and that was not as good. I mean, it did smell like grass, but I was like, I don't know if I really want to be smelling grass all the time. But either way, these are just really fun. Like, I had a really fun experience using them. They're not the most long-lasting nail polishes in the world. They do chip pretty fast, and the scent kind of fades away after a day or two, but it's a really fun experience. I'm definitely going to use them again just because it spices up your life a little bit. I have another Suave product here. This is the Sleek Shampoo and Conditioner Duo. It's meant to be comparable to the Matrix shampoo and conditioner, and I bought this at first when I was on vacation with my boyfriend because I had forgotten my shampoo and conditioner at home, and I had to pick up a quick, cheap, easy shampoo and conditioner for the weekend that I was spending with him. So I just grabbed the Suave Sleek shampoo and conditioner on a whim. I think it was on sale at the store. Maybe it was the cheapest that I saw at this store, and I really ended up liking it. The smell is very warm, a little bit fruity, but a little bit musky, clean, and just fresh, and doesn't really smell too strongly. It's not a very perfumed shampoo. And it's funny because the smell now, like this is my second bottle of both of the shampoo and the conditioner, and now when I use it in the shower, it really reminds me of being on vacation. Just takes me back to just being in a cabin, relaxing, not having anything to do. So it makes me feel really good just smelling that smell. But it's a really good smell regardless, and the shampoo cleans very well. It lathers really thickly, it's pretty luxurious, and then the conditioner is highly conditioning, although it's not as conditioning as my holy grail favorite conditioner, which is the Herbal Essence Shine Collection, the pink old-fashioned looking bottle. I love that one, but this one is a close second, and it's really good to change it up sometimes with hair products. So I really recommend both of these. They're a really cheap option, but they still feel pretty expensive and luxurious. So I would recommend you try those out if you're looking for a new shampoo and conditioner. Then my last favorite is an old favorite. It is the Fergie Wet n Wild Eyeshadow Primer. I've mentioned it on my channel probably countless times before, but I do like to bring it up every so often for you new viewers who haven't seen me talk about it, because this is the best eye primer at the drugstore, in my opinion, especially if you're like me and you have oily, persistently oily eyelids. Even when I use the Urban Decay primer potions, they crease up on me by the end of the day. But this Fergie Wet n Wild, probably like $4 or $5 eyeshadow primer, is the thing that will stick my eyeshadow on all day without creasing or getting oily or anything. It doesn't really cover any discoloration that you have. If you have like veining or bluish tones in your eyelids, it's not going to cover that up. But what I like to do is just pat on a very thin layer of concealer over my eyelids before I apply this. So when I'm doing my under eye concealer, I apply my under eye concealer, I'm patting that in, just distributing it, and then whatever's left over on my finger, I'll pat it over my eyelids, my top lids. And that will pretty effectively neutralize any discoloration. And then I'll apply this over it. It doesn't disrupt the concealer, and then that will provide that staying power that I need for my eyeshadow to just stay all day and apply really nicely. So I really recommend this if you haven't tried it, and especially if you have oily lids like myself. Then finally, I have one epic fail product that I want to warn you guys about because I just hated it so much. So recently I had to finally part with my Marshall's Beauty Blender dupe, and I've pretty much decided that it was the Revive brand. So I really wasn't sure, and I got the Beauty Blender dupe from Marshall's before I even started my channel, so it had lasted me over a year, but I'm pretty sure it was the Revive brand that they sell. But either way, it was finally coming to an end. It was just getting a little raggedy, and I was like, I need to move on and get a new Beauty Blender dupe. And so I decided to try the up&up brand Beauty Blender or blender sponge from Target. And so I picked it up, and right away I hated this thing. I just really don't like it. It's not a sponge texture. It's not a classic Beauty Blender material. And what I mean is that it's really not that spongy, and when you put water over it, like sometimes people, myself included, like to dampen the sponge before using it, this doesn't expand at all. It's just not the same material or even a similar material to the classic Beauty Blender. It's also really stiff and firm and just feels a little weird, like you have to pound it into your face. It seems to absorb a lot of my foundation and not really apply any of it to my skin, and it's already got a bunch of little crevices and notches in here that I feel like will just grow bacteria, and it's kind of gross. It's not as smooth as the sponge that I had before. So this is an epic fail for me. I give it an F. Don't ever get the up&up blender sponge if you can help it. So those were my favorites of the moment. Please share any favorites that you have below. I would love to hear them. I'm always looking for new things to try out, and it's really great to see you guys again, and I hope to see you guys all in my next video. Bye everyone!